are all happening one conversation at a time. That's the practical application. Now, this is fundamental, but it's not simplistic. Life, leadership, profitability, sales, it's happening one conversation at a time. But I'm going to respectfully ask you, how many of you, show of hands, have had a conversation in the last 12 months you'd like to redo?
I am most excited about teaching people how to confidently and competently navigate their toughest conversations without saying something they regret, giving their power away, or damaging their relationships along the way. I love telling stories. We're hardwired for stories. And so the parable, the story, the acting out really allows audiences to relate and say, oh, this is about me too.
1989, Al Pacino appears on screen as a cop in the famous movie Sea of Love. In the first 10 minutes of the first movie in the series, Jennifer Lawrence cries out in anguish, I volunteer. I volunteer as tribute. January 2nd, Pasadena, California, the Rose Bowl. Michigan State Spartans versus UCLA Bruins. Tension is in the air. It has been an epic battle. The score is tied 14-all. There are 7 seconds left on the clock.
As a keynote speaker, it's really important to be inspirational, but I'm also a big believer in practical application. I do not want you to walk out of the room without knowing exactly what to say, how to say it, and when to say it.
We focus on a solution. He said most of us walk in, most leaders, we talk about weaknesses, we talk about what's not working, we say, why can't you just do your job, why can't you just comply? And all we do is perpetuate the problem forward. He said, when I flip it, when I talk about strengths and what's working and what people want and why they want it and how we're gonna get it, I get buy-in, I get engagement, and I get people to play better. It's so important for people to believe that they can own their future, that they have a say in the future. And this is what separates the good leaders from the brilliant leaders. When you show up at a conversation and you've got 1 or 2 better questions in your back pocket, you're going to change the quality of the conversation. Well, then based on those concerns, what could we start doing today? Bigger, badder, better, and bolder. What could we do more of, better, in addition to ensure that we set ourselves up for success?
You know, I really think everyone wants to be understood. I think everybody wants to know that you get me and that you understand me. And I think that everybody wants to show up to that tough conversation and feel confident that it's okay to ask for what you need, or it's okay to draw a boundary, or it's okay to set a new expectation. And to be able to do that with purpose and clarity and to know your words, I mean, I think that people crave that. I do like to have fun on stage, and I don't think we should take ourselves too seriously. Life is serious, life is hard, so let's find some humor and some joy and some irreverence along the way.
Well, let's play that one out.
No! You're so close! You're so close! Yes!
And this gentleman walks up, he's in a pinstripe suit, he's got a red tie, he walks up to the microphone and he says, AmyK. I was like, what? He says, I got a question for you. I was like, okay. He's like, you know that rainbow colored row that you shared? I was like, yeah, the aligning brilliance tool. He was like, yeah, whatever. Can I use it on my wife? Yes. As a matter of fact, you can.
And you're done. You're sort of like, oh, I should have emailed Frank back. Oh, what was the hashtag to the conference again? Do I have time to go to the bathroom?
But have you ever had that conversation where you can watch the words leave your mouth and you're like, dude, probably shouldn't have said that. All of a sudden, the ref's hands shoot up. Michigan State has won.
We're all human. I mean, we've all had conversations in the last 12 months we'd love to redo. But when you realize that you get a chance to connect with somebody, you get a chance to express your best self, and you do it one conversation at a time, it changes your life. I want people to walk out of the room knowing that they're worthy, that they are enough, and that their voice matters.
Life is happening one conversation at a time. But when we take responsibility for the quality of these conversations, we can have a bigger, badder, better, bolder future. And that's our job as leaders today, to invest in the future one conversation at a time.